What's going on, guys? Auto here once again, bringing you a brand new video, going to bringing you a Akuma tutorial. So unfortunately I already made the tutorial, but I had my mic muted the whole time, so I'm an idiot. Yes. So yeah, I literally did most of the tutorial and then I realized my mic was muted. So anyway, let's begin with the tutorial. So let's talk about special moves. So Akuma has special moves and a super meter. Super meter is basically, basically pretty useless in my opinion. I'll explain why. But it does a decent amount of damage. Akuma has special moves, so he has uppercuts, tatsus, demon flips, fireballs, and we'll talk about why they're useful so in a second. But he also has special cancelable moves, so like standing 2 he can cancel into his special cancelable moves. So he has like uppercuts, you can use standing 2 uppercut because it's special cancelable, his standing 2. Same with his down 3, same with his jabs, and same with his low jabs as well. So yeah, let's talk about the moves. So his moves also have EX versions, so like EX Fireball, EX Tatsu, EX Uppercut. We'll explain why you would use these certain moves in certain situations in a second. But yeah, so for the first move, I think we should talk about is Fireball. I mean his Uppercut. So his Uppercut has invincibility, as you can see. He has different strengths, so he has the light version and the heavy version by pressing 2. You can see 2 plus 3, but that's because of my button mapping, so just ignore that. It's done by the inputting 2. It has invincibility. I'm minus like 4 here, but I can actually, beat a down forward 4 by doing uppercut because it has invincibility. However, if you get hit, I can't do this anymore. Into uppercut. However, you can do EX uppercut because it has complete invincibility on startup. So yeah. How do you do an uppercut? It's done by doing forward, down, down forward, and then the button. But I do it like an electric, and that's how it works, and it comes out when I do it like that. I find it to be more consistent for if I do it that way. You can also do a dash uppercut, but you should be careful when doing it because this move is extremely punishable, as you can see. It can be easily launched, very easily. But yeah, generally what are the uppercuts used for? So light uppercut is used in combos. For FADC combos, which I'll talk about in a second. So for example, that exemplary combo, and yeah, really strong. Whereas the medium uppercut is mostly used for enders. I mean, heavy uppercut is used for enders, sorry. You can also mash the uppercut as well by just literally mashing it, by just sliding the diagonals. And you can mash it that way. That's how I do his bread and butter combo. I just mash it instead of timing it. So yeah, his EX uppercut on counter hit offers an animation if you counter hit somebody. It does a lot of damage, 42 damage, which is pretty good to be honest. However, to do EX moves you need meter. So yeah, so generally they're done by doing the 1+2 and the 3+4 button, like this. But yeah, that's about it for his tatsu. His light uppercut, sorry, it has no invincibility at all. However, it does have a high crush window because he ducks. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Let's talk about tatsu. So tatsus, he has 2 versions: standing 4, cutter sucker back 4, and cutter sucker back 3. Cutter sucker back 3 is only used in combos for the most part. So you never really want to just throw it out randomly because it's launch punishable. They're all launch punishable, I believe. However, the 4 version is used for punishment and with punishment, whereas the 3 version is used for uppercuts. Quite simple. And the EX version is never used except for one circumstance, and that's 3+4 into the tatsu because it combos. So yeah. He has jumping tatsus, which also give a juggle and regular hit. So yeah, really good. He has an EX version, which has a lot of range. As you can see, insane range. And obviously gives the combo a normal hit as well. It costs 1 meter. And that's about it for his tatsu. So let's talk about fireballs. Fireballs are good keep out tools. You can change the speed of the fireball by choosing the strength of the button. So 1 will make them really slow, 2 will make them really quick. They can be easily sidestepped. However, if you're sidestepping as well, you can actually make them kind of track. So yeah, be careful when doing them point blank because they're minus 13 on block. So yeah, they're also key to his maximum damage game. That's a ton of damage. 80 damage pretty easily doable as well. So yeah, really key to maximize his damage by using FADC, which we'll talk about in a moment. He has Demon Flips. He has Demon Flip 4, which is done by... Demon Flips are done by doing basically Dragon Punch motions but inputting kicks. The kick changes the distance. So yep, so he has Demon Flip 4. This is super plus on hit and super plus on block. It's plus 6 on block, or plus 5 I think. However, on hit it's plus 16, so you can actually combo a down 4-2-1, which is a 16 frame launch. You can also hit confirm a lot of things, like for example that. You can also hit confirm a lot of things like that as well. So yeah, you can hit confirm a lot of things basically. It's a really useful move. It is easily steppable. However, to compensate for that, he has a Demon Flip 3, which is a homing move, wall splatting, counter hit launcher. Like that. And he does a lot of damage at the wall, I'm sure you've already just seen right now. He has Demon Flip 1, which is actually a palm, which gives a guaranteed follow-up if it hits. It's a high though, so it can be ducked. Demon Flip 2 is a punishable nut launcher, which gives, you know, a combo. And if you do nothing, you get the slide. However, he also has a grab. So the most common gimmick you see is like do standing 2 into this, into like a throw or something. However, this can easily be beaten by the opponent walking under you. So you gotta be careful, and they get a back turn combo for free, so you gotta watch out. Kazuya himself can down forward 1-2 into while standing 1-2, and that does about 100 damage, so you gotta watch out. He doesn't have an EX Demon Flip, but he has a teleport. This is mostly useless. It can be used to get out of the corner, but I mean it's punishable. So yeah, you gotta watch out, because they can dash forward and just punish you. If they expect it, that is, of course. So let's talk about his good moves. So what good moves does he have? So, jumping 4, really useful move because you can combo off it depending on where you hit them. So this move is very unique. So if you hit them really high in the air, like you can't even combo jab. As you can see, jab doesn't even combo. If I hit them like in the forehead area, like if I hit them in their hair, I won't get a combo because I'm only plus 9 on hit, and on block you're actually negative. However, if I demonstrate, if you hit them like in the chin area, you actually be able to combo a jab. So you can do something like that. However, if you hit them in the torso area, you're more plus. If you hit them in the torso area, you can actually combo 13 frame moves because you're plus 13. So you can actually do stuff like this. So yeah. If you hit them in the stomach area, you're actually plus 15. So you can actually combo this, do stuff like this. But generally you're only going to be using this move to combo into Tatsu. That's basically it really. Well, not combo, but basically mix it up, because this move, down 3, is a really strong move. Because it's a low launcher. And it's unseeable. So yeah. Literally an unseeable launcher. And it has decent tracking as well, so yeah. However, it's launch punishable if they block the low, because the Tatsu is, you know, yeah, and also you require a clean hit, which we'll talk about down 3 in a second though. Currently we're talking about this move. But yeah, if you hit them in the leg, you can actually get a full launcher, which you rarely ever get, to be honest, because, you know, if you're jumping and you're like this, obviously sometimes they're just going to press a button and just jab you out of it. So anyway, let's talk about his down 3. So this move on counter hit will always juggle, no matter what. However, if it's not a clean hit, they can actually block the Tatsu. Which means if they're backdashing a lot, like backdash cancelling, you know, just dashing forward in their face and doing this is really risky because they can block it and launch you. However, if you successfully get a clean hit, you get a natural, you get guaranteed up, you know, an uppercut. However, if you've got execution, you can actually uppercut FADC with the light version and get a high damage combo. So exemplary combo right here. And that does 60 damage on open ground, so high damage, really rewarding, really strong. Talking about lows, he's got down 4. This is a 360 tracking low. I believe it's 360 tracking. It might be you might be able to step it to the right, but I'll have a look. It has really good tracking basically. Yeah, see, it basically is a 360 low tracking launcher that's unseeable. And it does a lot of damage as well. It does 20 damage and it gives a knockdown, so and the range of it is insane, but it is launch punishable, of course, so you gotta watch out when using this. So things I can recommend you not to do is whenever you're at a frame disadvantage, don't do the down 4 because it's too risky, because it's launch punishable and it's easily launch punishable. People can easily react to it. When they see the launch, they'll just launch it if they block it. Obviously it's unseeable, so if they block it, that's your bad. But yeah. Let's talk about down forward 1. Down forward 1 is a -3 move. It does have some tracking, however it can be stepped pretty easily, as you can see. It does have extensions though, so yeah. So it does have some tracking, a little bit of tracking. It has extensions, it's -3, so you can do stuff like, you know, down forward 1, side step, and then maybe punish them for, you know, whiffing a button. Down forward 1-1 is a mid-high, so generally you're going to be using this like to check them if they're ducking basically, and make, because it's a really quick mid and it's pretty safe to throw out. However, the high, obviously if they're good, they'll duck the high on reaction, which kind of sucks. Down forward 1-2 is the mix-up. So I mean, yeah, like it's literally the mix-up you're going to be using. However, it's -13, so some characters like Kazuya himself can actually launch you for doing this. So yeah, it is force crouch, so some characters might not get a good punish, they might just get a while standing 4, so it can be worth throwing out. But yeah, you gotta be careful. It does a decent amount of damage. It does 20 damage by itself, so it's pretty good, I'd say. It leaves you plus right next to the opponent, so... However, not close enough to do a Tatsu mix. If you can go for a down 4, or a, you know, or another down forward 1. However, they can backdash it, I believe. So you gotta be careful. He has dive kick, which I've already mentioned, but it's basically the same as his jumping kick. However, the frame advantage you get is a flat frame advantage. So yeah, it's basically a flat frame advantage, as you can see. Doesn't really matter how high you do it. So yeah, he's got a slash kick, which is extremely plus on block. It's like +3 or +4. So yeah, but it has a really weird animation. You actually recover pretty quickly, so you can catch people pressing buttons. Down forward 1, I believe, is uninterruptible, and generally you're going to be doing this into light Tatsu, into like stuff. So yeah, it's pretty good. On hit, however, if you hit somebody with this move, you get a guaranteed down 4, dash down 4, completely guaranteed, so that does a lot of damage. So that's 46 damage right there, and at the wall it's a wall splat, so... However, if for some reason you get that type of splat, where you don't get the splat, you can actually do a down 3 into a Tatsu for the wall combo. And the final move we'll talk about is his Power Crush. So, it absorbs hits, however, it's his focused attack, which is done by holding on +2. So if you hold it for a few frames, you get a juggle. However, the weird thing about this juggle is they're actually standing, so everything you do will do a standing damage, as you can see. That's why it does a lot of damage. So an exemplary combo is this. So this is an extraordinarily powerful move, because if you hit somebody with this, you can do so much damage. So yeah, it's just ridiculous damage. Because you can do stuff like this as well. You know, that does 100 damage on open ground, and if you carry it to the wall, you can potentially do about 122 damage. So insane damage move. So how do you FADC? So you need to do a special cancelable move that can be special cancelled. So most of his special moves can be cancelled FADC, but the most common one is going to be you're going to use is your uppercut, because that's the main one. So just practice to do FADC. You input the move, and just as the move is about to end, input 1+2, and you'll be able to cancel it into a focus attack. After you do that, dash forward. If you're finding trouble to time it, you don't worry. You don't really need to time it. So what I do is I input 1+2 like twice. I hit it once. I hit it twice. So as you can see, I hit it twice, and that basically like allows me to do it. So I input dash 4 times. So I just mash the dash until I see it come out. So yeah. So how do you practice this? So basically, Just do it. Just practice uppercut, doing uppercut, FADC. Once you can do this consistently, you can practice the next part, which is doing the combo. So 4-3. So don't hold forward, let go of forward and do 4-3 by itself, standing 4-3. So don't hold any buttons, just 4-3. So uppercut, FADC. But then you might find you're doing it too early. So how do you beat this? The way that I do it is I uppercut, FADC, sidestep right. So that's it's a bit of a mouthful, but it allows you to go for a more damaging combo. That combo is only possible if you sidestep right. So yeah, and as you can see, that does a ton of damage as well, the combo. So yep. And then once you can do it consistently, then you can go to the next part, which is doing jab, uppercut, FADC, which is part of your punishment. Once you can do that, you basically mastered it. And then you can start doing stuff like down 3, uppercut, FADC. Remember, we're doing light uppercut, not heavy uppercut, light uppercut. There we go. As you can see, it is on launch unless that's it. So yeah, that's why we gotta do the light version. But aside from that, that's basically it for the FADC. Let's talk about Akuma's punishment. For -10, he gets 1-2. This is going to be your wall splat option, so if they're directly at the wall, it's his best 10 frame punisher at the wall. So remember, whenever you're at the wall, always hold. Whenever you're doing your punishment, always hold forward when you're doing your jabs, because it's called a lead jab, and this has slightly more range. So this is the normal jab, and this is a lead jab. As you can see, it takes a tiny step forward, so it makes your punishment more likely to reach. If you're on open ground, however, doing 1 into heavy uppercut is your best option. This does the most damage. And also, if you're a bit near the wall, but yeah, about there, you actually get a combo. You can actually combo them off the wall. He also has standing 4, Tatsu, which can also get combos as well. So Kotasaka back 4. This is 10 frames as well. So very good move. So it's used to punish get up kicks. And you can see you get a punish on get up kicks. So it's pretty good. If you have meter, this is where the punishment begins. So if you have meter, you can actually do 1 uppercut, FADC, and that will allow you to get a 10 frame launcher, which is very rare. No character really has a 10 frame launcher really. And you get 58 damage, pretty easy damage as well. It's not really hard, you just have to practice doing the hard part is that. But once you can do it consistently, then you're golden. You can do it in your sleep. The question is just reacting to the opponent. So, yeah, that's it for his 10 frame punish. His punishment doesn't really change until you get to -12. -11, you actually get uppercut by itself if for some reason they're in crouch or something. So yeah, you can do down 2. So down 2, like your stuff. I for some reason struggle with this because the timing's a bit weird, I find. But yeah, you get a lot of damage. As you can see, 72 damage. And if you get the wall, you can do like 90 damage at the wall. So I mean, it's just a really good punisher. So yeah, this does take a bit of practice doing your like fireball FADC stuff, but once you master it, you're pretty golden. So yep, -13, you get down forward 1-2 and down forward 1-1, which to be honest isn't really that useful. So your punishment doesn't really change that much. So yeah, obviously you've got to be careful with the one into the light uppercut, because sometimes, as you saw right there, the one actually whiffed. I mean, the uppercut actually whiffed, which is scary because they can launch you for it. For -14, he actually has a 14 frame launcher, which is this. However, the combo is tricky. So what you do is you do back 1, cancel the back 1 by doing up demon flip 4. So you do the 4 demon flip, the heavy version, and then use 3 for the tailspin. However, this is a tricky combo, so it's going to take you a while to get it. Basically, the only tip I can really give you is try and hit their legs, like about there. Try and hit the tip of their feet, and you'll probably have a bit more success with this combo. This combo is key for -14 punishment, and as well as -14 punishment, is key for his high maximum damage in jungles. like stuff like that. Like that is maximum damage. You can do death combos with that stuff. But I mean, this is a beginner Akuma guy, so we won't even cover that. So for minus 15, he gets standing to uppercut. Pretty simple. If you have meter, you can do standing to uppercut into FADC. There we go. Holy crap! I don't know why I was dropping that. I was doing the hard one. But yeah, that does 66 damage open ground. Pretty strong. You can also do, if there's a wall nearby, you can do standing to Tatsu uppercut. This does 1 less damage though, but it gives more wall carry opportunity. For minus 16, so he has a legitimate 16 frame launcher, which is pretty slow and quite bad. Is that the range sucks a bit, but it's a legitimate launcher without needing to keep burn meter to FADC or anything. So yeah, it does 56 damage, which is pretty good without the need of burning meter. And that's it for his standing punishment. So let's talk about while standing punishment. So his while standing punishment is the best in the game if you have meter, but even without meter it's pretty good. So for minus 10, he gets low jab into uppercut. This is completely natural. So you use medium uppercut. You can also do 1 into the low jab into the 1 uppercut and be able to FADC it like this. And that does 56 damage for a 10 frame while standing launcher. Now that's insane. So that means Brian's mat kick you can actually punish. If you're struggling doing low jab into uppercut, just mash the uppercut instead and you'll be able to, you know, yeah. However, you should be aware that the heavy uppercut is 11 frame startup, so you won't be able to mash it against minus 10 moves. So for minus 11, you get either uppercut. So minus 11 it doesn't really change. You can do while standing 4-4, or you can do low jab into your uppercut, which does 1 point more damage and offers a knockdown. For minus 13, minus 12 as well, he gets a knee, which to be honest you don't really want to use. It's not that useful. While standing 1 is a 13 frame launcher, so we can do while standing 1 into like uppercut. 38 damage, pretty good. Has really good range as well. So that's also another thing you have to take into account is the range. While standing 1 has really good range. Once again, if you have meter, while standing 1 into uppercut, into the light uppercut, into FADC. Does a ton of damage if you carry them to the wall. For minus, you can also do while standing 1 into, you know, Tatsu for wall carry and stuff. So yeah. So I mean, you know, a pretty good move I'd say. For minus 15, he gets a while standing 2, which he can actually cancel into a special move. Generally, the easy option is to go into Demon Flip 3. That does 56. The slightly harder option is actually going uppercut into that. That does 57. 1 point more damage. Other hard option is doing Demon Flip 4 as well. That does 1 point more damage as well. So it's up to you what you want to do. And that's it for Akuma's punishment. So let's talk about his combos now. So Akuma's combos are actually pretty good, to be honest with you, for the most part. So as you can see, you probably already learnt them already from just watching me play, but basically his tailspin is 4-3. That's going to be the main tailspin you're going to be using. We've already discussed all his launches already. So what do? So off this, for maximum damage, off down 4-2-1, do 1 down forward 1, into that, into a level 2 focus, into that. So what is the end? Down forward 2-4-3. So when do you do what? So basically, if they're pretty far from the wall, you can do that, and you'll be able to carry them onto the wall, like that. However, if they're pretty close to the wall, about here, you want to do standing 2 into heavy uppercut. Because obviously if you do the down 2-4-3, they'll slide off the wall and you won't get a full combo. So yeah, that's basically it for the enders. Another reason why after you do an uppercut FADC is because if they're off axis and you do this, you'll miss the combo, the follow-up. So we sidestep right to realign the character, because when you're sidestepping right, the combo will actually more likely hit, and it makes it easier for the combo to actually hit. So yeah. For balcony break, unfortunately I'm not on a balcony stage, but if you're on a balcony break, you can do if you did a long combo, like for example something like this, where like you did a bunch of jabs, and then like you just carried them to the wall, and then you broke through the thing. Then you want to do forward 4. That's going to be your bound. I mean tailspin. Sorry. This is also a homing move. So yeah, but we'll talk about homing moves in a second. So yeah, and then into standing 2 fireball. Standing 2 fireball is going to be used for long combos where the combo is extremely long. So for example, like that. For example, a really long combo. And that's about it really. That's literally all you need to know about combos. So let's talk about wall combos. So for wall combos, depending on how you hit them on the wall, you can do many different things. So for example, if they're like this, you can do down forward 1-1, standing 2 into Kotasaka back 4. That will give you a lot of damage. This is basically his best combo damage. It's a lot of damage. This is best bread and butter. However, in some situations you won't be able to land that. So in which case you can just do 4-3 into heavy uppercut. But sometimes you can't even land that because they're falling off the wall. So the best thing to actually do, so for example, like let's say, like here, you can do standing 2 into either uppercut or standing 2 into the Kotasaka back 4. So you skip the down forward 1. However, in some situations, even then, sometimes you're a bit too fast. So doing, oops, not that, sorry. Doing down 4 might be the best option to make sure you get damage. If you get a wall splat, so for example like this is a high damage wall splat. You can actually do down 3 uppercut for a resplat. So this is his best wall resplat option, but you have to be careful. So wait for them to fall off the ground and then you can do this. And as you can see, that's 90 damage off a down 3 fireball FADC combo. So the best way to do this combo is, you have to be able to do it for maximum damage, but even then it's not needed. If you struggle doing that, you can always get away with this. I mean, you're only adding about 20 damage, about 15 damage or something, so it's up to you if you want to do it. So, I mean, yeah. You can also do standing 2 as well, like that, to get a resplat as well. But that's a bit more difficult and a bit more technical. I find it easier though. You might find it a bit easier as well doing it that way. But yeah, that's about it for Akuma really. I've literally taught you everything you need to know about Akuma. One more thing that we need to discuss, and that's Raging Demon. So Raging Demon is difficult to use in open ground. You can't use it in open ground because it comes out of a jab. So if you press the rage out button, generally you don't want to press the rage out button because it comes out slower that way. Like, see how quick watch how quick I can do it without the Raging Demon button. You can't even see the jab come out. Oh, that's strange. Why is it? Okay, there we go. But yeah, generally you don't want to use the Raging Demon button. So how do you do it in combos? So basically you can't do it in combos if they're in the air. They have to be at a wall. So for example like this, combo won't work. They have to be on a wall. So I'll do an example combo. So when you hit the wall, you can either A, just do the rage out button. However, it doesn't do that much damage, as I'll show you. As you can see, that did 50 damage. The last hit does unscale damage. That does 50 damage, but look at this. That does 45 damage, you're only getting 5 more extra damage. So it's not worth doing like that. So what you want to do is, you want to do this, down forward 1-1 into down 1-2, and then input your Raging Demon, like that. Now this is hard to do, it takes practice, you have to do it really quick. So how do you do this? So you input down, back, 1-2, and then right after you input it, so not when it comes out, input 1-1, 1-1, forward 1+2, I mean 2+3, sorry. So 2+3 can be inputted, the forward and 2+3 can be inputted at the exact same time. So the combo should look something like this. Like that. And that's maximum damage. So as you can see, we did a bit more extra damage. Now obviously, we wouldn't be doing uppercut in 2 down forward 1-1, so obviously the combo would look... So if you were to do it in a real situation, it looks something like this. So if you were to do it in a real situation, it looks something like this. It looks something like that. Like if this is a real situation. And this combo is easily done in real games. I mean, if you watch tournaments like Rickster, he actually did this in a game, this exact combo, and did 100 damage and came back. Like, Akuma's combat potential is ridiculous if he can do stuff like this. Because of stuff like this, so yeah. So I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous how much damage you can get off that demon, because his demon does 10 damage unscaled, guaranteed unscaled. So yeah, that's why you see all these death combos and stuff. But once you can do this and you nail this technique, I mean, you're absolutely golden. You shouldn't really struggle. His rage art does have armor, but obviously they can jump out of it and do a jumping kick. So I mean, yeah, you gotta watch out. And I think that generally covers Akuma. So Akuma also has a special move, which I'll explain why it's useless, is because it costs 2 bars. Can't do it for some reason. There we go, did it. And yeah, you get a combo like that, and then there's 83 damage. Why would you do that? When you can just do this for 1 bar meter? Like, this makes no sense. And it's easier to do as well, so yeah, his super also, I guess, can sometimes confuse people because they might think, oh my god, Raging Demon, and they try and jump. Like, I remember I saw someone actually do that. You can also get combos like this. I guess if you're really want to be cool, you can do stuff like... I have to be a bit on this angle. And then you can do stuff like that, I guess. If you want to be flashy, I guess. But I can't do the down 3 super cancel for some reason. I'm just bad at it. I can do it in Street Fighter, but I can't do it in this game because of the way the button input works. But yeah, that's about it for Akuma. So let's talk about a summary, so my overall opinion on the character. So my overall opinion, he's a high risk, high reward character who excels in basically mixing the opponent up. So he excels in basically just doing raw damage. He excels in wars as well. He needs wars to be able to do a lot of his damage. Without wars, his damage falls a lot. But that's about it for Akuma. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you've learned a lot, and I hope you make use of this. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.
It was like a nightmare, and stay for me, don't stay.